Robin Carlin at the Denver Post Sports Desk. Basketball is back. The Nuggets tip off their season opener tonight in Houston against the Rockets as the Mike Malone, Emmanuel Mudiay era officially begins. But there's another storyline that accompanies the Nuggets opener, and that's former Nugget Ty Lawson, who, as fans recall, has landed in Houston. On Tuesday, Coach Malone was asked about Lawson after practice, and here's what he had to say. Ty is going to try to send a very loud message, and good for him. We're going to try to send a message as well. We feel we have a hell of a player in Emmanuel. It's not just about Emmanuel and Ty Lawson, obviously. It's Denver versus Houston. This game is for real, and Mudiay had a couple of great practice tests in Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, and Chris Paul. But now it's opening night. I'm sure the nerves will be there to start, but once he settles down, I'm sure he'll be fine. Here's a look at your starting lineup as reported by Chris Dempsey of the Denver Post. Mudiay at point guard, Gary Harris at shooting guard, Danilo Gallinari at small forward, Kenneth Faried at the 4, and Joffrey Laverne at center. One note of interest, forward Wilson Chandler is out for tonight's game with a right hip strain. The Avs fell 4-1 to the Florida Panthers last night. They were 0 for 5 on the power play, and that marks 4 straight losses for the Avs, who are now last in the Central Division with 5 total points through 8 games and a 2-5-1 record. Next up, they'll head to Tampa Bay to take on the Lightning on Thursday. If Game 1 of the 2015 World Series is any indicator of how this one will play out, baseball fans had better strap in and get ready for a wild ride. In terms of total elapsed time, Game 1 was the longest game in World Series history. It took 5 hours and 9 minutes with 14 innings and saw 13 pitchers. It began when Royals shortstop Alcides Escobar turned the first pitch in the bottom of the first into an inside-the-park home run. And it concluded when Escobar scored on an Eric Hosmer bases-loaded sac fly in the bottom of the 14th. The game was set into extras when Alex Gordon took Mets closer Luis Familia deep in the bottom of the 9th. You could go on forever about this game, but all told, the Royals snagged Game 1 5-4. Game 2 goes down tonight at 6:07. New York's Jacob deGrom matches up against Kansas City's Johnny Cueto. You're now up to date. For more on these stories and others, pick up a copy of the Denver Post and go to denverpost.com/alerts to have our sports updates emailed to you directly. I'm Robin Carlin at the Sports Desk with some of our top stories from DPTV.